Our mission is to protect people, properties and the planet through innovative, non-toxic, eco-friendly fire extinguishing fluids and products. We launched our industrial division and its fluids to tackle the ever-increasing threat of lithium battery fires. Our lithium thermal runaway fluid is designed with our EndoShield and exo-suppression technologies to permanently extinguish and prevent the reignition of lithium fires. It is engineered to remove the heat from the lithium fire, therefore making the battery safer post-trauma.
So everyone will be familiar with water, powder, foam and other chemical fire extinguishers. These do very well at initially knocking down various types of fires. The Lifesafe thermal runaway fluid has a very different approach to how it tackles that lithium battery fire. So we initially take that big fire, knock down the fire, which means we've started that cooling process. As we start to hit those various batteries, whether it's a cell cylinder battery or a pouch battery, it starts to stop that heat and that runaway effect, so reduces the propagation across those cells and makes that battery safe and no longer able to reignite.
In simple terms, thermal runaway is a result of an incident or a trauma that occurs within the battery. It builds up a rapid energy within the battery. That energy is released as a heat. The technical term is it's an exothermic reaction. As that heat builds up, it will break down the cathodes, which are carbon. As carbon breaks down, it produces an oxygen. One tackles the other and releases it as a fire. As that spreads along, it breaks down the separator, which is made from a polymer, and you get a chain reaction within the heat within the cell, breaks down the barrier, and then that will create in the next cell, the next cell, and the next cell. Our fluid works in two ways. Firstly, it creates an endothermic reaction. It absorbs all the surrounding energy. That surrounding energy, which has obviously been released as heat, is absorbed, and that's what creates the cooling effect. For instance, you can use a very small amount of fluid and it would appear cool to touch. This is because it's breaking it down on a molecular level and releasing that incumbent heat. So you've already dealt with one element of the fire. Secondly, we also suppress the oxygen. So as a second reaction that suppresses the oxygen, and the two combined will bring the thermal runaway under control, and as you reduce the heat, it will no longer break down the polymer separator and it won't be outspread from one cell to the other.
As you can see, water will initially knock the fire down, but due to the intense heat, will not be able to control the temperature of the cells due to the thermal runaway and the heat propagating across the cells. It is widely known when using water to deal with lithium fires that huge volumes are required, with regular reapplication to prevent reignition. A significant risk is also not knowing when it's properly extinguished and safe. In this next test, more powerful pouch batteries are being used. We have used the NTA 8133 test rig setup and protocol. As you can see, when using the Lifesafe Technologies TRF fluid, The temperature is drastically reduced and continues to reduce, dealing with the thermal runaway and preventing reignition. Over the next 20 minutes, there is a continued reduction in temperature.